I always find it most exciting to be teaching something that is related to what I'm working on and thinking about at the moment. And music has been something throughout that entire process. Music is a way into different kinds of questions and different kinds of commitments, and a way to bring students into a particular context. The idea came of, sort of thinking about how could we think about the very particularities of Bolivian music, and there are particular genres that are played in the countryside where there's not a division between who's a musician and who's not. What could we do in terms of a course where we would bring students into the concept of playing in a community of musicians? Opening the concert is going to be George and Miranda. Take it away.
Rolanda Encinas is the founder and director of this ensemble, which in Bolivia integrates 25 to 30 musicians.
Rolanda Encinas is also next.
It was really cool that the musicians were actually from Bolivia and that they would be coming over. And I also thought it was a really awesome opportunity to actually learn an instrument and have a musical experience that I wouldn't have otherwise had.
We really encouraged in class the kind of focus on an oral tradition and learning things by listening and imitating and moving away from the page. So I began also before the musicians arrived, locating the students in the context of Bolivia. So, giving the students a location in the country, emphasizing the kind of music that we'll be playing, which the music in Bolivia is just so diverse. So a lot of the course was outside of the playing. A lot of times when we were resting, because they needed physically to rest, we would be talking about the different genres that are played.
Professor Bigenhoe kind of prefaced it by telling us all that even if we don't think that we have musical talent or musical abilities, we are all fully capable of learning and mastering the music.
So the whole kind of community aspect, the responsibilities of taking care of the instruments, the responsibilities of working towards a performance where some students, and this was really important too, that the idea that some students don't have any music background at all, and it's the first time they're ever on stage, the first time they're ever trying to play a musical instrument. I wanted to have a course where students would be challenged to take risks.
I think a lot of us were a little bit nervous, but it ended up just being really fun, and you could tell that everyone in the audience was just there to support us, and they were really enjoying what we were doing, so it was a great experience in the end.
The idea for the major funding of this was to have a project to the Colgate Arts Council, which we were successful in that, very grateful for that. I began going to the different kind of units on campus that I thought might be interested in this, and that I think is one of the rich parts of this project, is that it really is going between social sciences and arts and humanities aspects.